What are some study tips for high school students who are struggling and want to improve? One mistake I made in high school was assuming that my teachers were always good at dispensing content in an understandable way. There's so much variance depending on your teacher. Plague your teacher with questions before/after class. They're, hopefully, there to help you. Take notes during class. Take a picture of the board if you need to. If your teacher goes off slid shout, get copies of each lecture. Supplement your teacher's lectures with lectures from the internet. There's almost always someone online who's figured out a better way to divulge the info than your teacher. If your teacher is confusing or going too fast, let them know, maybe multiple times. They might not realize. Look into private tutoring. Maybe your school offers it, or your teacher would be willing to help, or something online. A good tutor analyzes what you know, so they can teach at your level. Get enough sleep and eat right. Keep your brain running at high efficiency for efficient studying. Study in short bursts. I remember a psych prof in college saying it's been proven that after 20 to 30 minutes of studying your brain starts to retain less and less information. So study for 20 to 30 minutes, take a quick 10-minute break, then go back to studying. If you use flashcards, start with 2 or 3 and slowly add in more to the deck once you've mastered a few. I used to think flashcards didn't work because I'd sit there with a deck of 50 wondering why I couldn't remember any when I got back to the beginning. Maybe this is obvious for some people, but was a life-changing moment for me when a high school teacher recommended Don't procrastinate or take a break before doing your work. The second you get assigned homework, start it immediately after school. This one might be obvious, but it's something that helps me out. This is not exactly a study tip, but if you don't understand anything, no matter how stupid, never shy away from asking a teacher. Just to add on a little bit, don't ever get home and start to play a video game or watch some TV. You'll never get to starting your work. I did this a lot when I was in high school, and you'll see your grades slip. I usually come back feeling burnt out, and I find myself more motivated to study when I've had some sort of a break between school and homework. For me, the best solution was writing down a to-do list on a sticky note, gluing it to the monitor, and setting up a timer for an hour or so to relax with my favorite video game. After starting to monitor my time, I actually saw my grades go up a bit. When I'm trying to learn something, I pretend that I'm teaching someone, and for some reason this helps. Write notes down. There's something about reading notes written down by yourself, and it stays longer in your memory. Treat it like a job. Hit the books Monday through Friday the 9th of May. Work in the library, not your room or apartment. Don't miss a class. Work ahead during that 40 hours. This method worked wonders for me, and I never had to stay up late trying to cram stuff. When I'm trying to learn something, I pretend that I'm teaching someone, and for some reason this helps. It's because to teach someone, you actually have to have an understanding of the material, and it makes you think about it, rather than vaguely remembering that one fact. It's the same principle as rubber ducking for programming. If you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it well enough. This has helped me realize how little I understand things I thought I understood really well. A change of scenery does wonders. No matter how amazing your desk at home is, studying in the library is way more productive due to social pressure and your brain knowing that you're here to study. The library is full of people and I can't study with people around. It gets too noisy there, and I just don't like it. That's unfortunate. My library is pin drop silence. If anyone makes a peep, they're kicked out. I'm referring to the public library though. Place your phone in another room while studying. There's apps that help you stay off your phone while studying. For example, one that grows a tree when you have the app open and kills it if you leave the app too soon, and eventually you can look back on the forest you've grown through your studying. App? Don't study in your bed. Go somewhere else to study, desk, library, school, and don't be afraid to ask your teacher or academic counselor what they think you should do. Most teachers are always willing to help students who show they care. I like studying in a library because it helps me associate the two in my head. Library equals studying, let's get shit done. Being around others that are studying also helps guilt me into being more focused. Yeah, seeing everyone else working hard helps a lot. You're not going to be watching YouTube videos if everyone's writing papers. So for second language classes, Duolingo is a lifesaver. It makes casual study much easier. Also, Khan Academy is an excellent tool that I strongly encourage you use. I've never actually used Duolingo because of all the memes. Does it actually work? Edit. Wow, thanks everyone for your help. Duolingo is not that good. I started off by learning on Duolingo and 3 months later thinking I know everything, I signed up for a class and boy did I get lost. Duolingo only focuses on words and not grammar. It also doesn't mention why some articles are different for different words. It only focuses on words, so it's not the best tool for learning languages. It's helpful but better to use it as a secondary option. Duolingo is not that good. I started off by learning on Duolingo and 3 months later thinking I know everything, I signed up for a class and boy did I get lost. Duolingo only focuses on words and not grammar. It also doesn't mention why some articles are different for different words. It only focuses on words, so it's not the best tool for learning languages. It's helpful but better to use it as a secondary option. Duolingo is not that good. I started off by learning on Duolingo and 3 months later thinking I know everything, I signed up for a class and boy did I get lost. Duolingo only focuses on words and not grammar. It also doesn't mention why some articles are different for different words. It only focuses on words, so it's not the best tool for learning languages. It's helpful but better to use it as a secondary option. Stop being so worried about fucking up right now, you can fix it far easier than you think. High schools put so much pressure on you to figure out what you want to do with your life. But some college professors have told me that they were in like 2 or 3 years to a program before they found what they were actually passionate about. I switched from sociology to English, and then I remembered that I love history more than anything else. So don't worry about it too much. My dad didn't go to college until he was 45. My school started putting heavy pressure on kids to choose a career in 8th grade. It was so ridiculous because at that age, kids still don't know what 95% of office workers do. I went to college still not knowing what I wanted to do, so I just majored in something I found interesting and useful, and then fell into my career in hours. Jokes on them. I'm 35 and still just figuring it out as I go along, which honestly is what most people do.